Everyone, it is December 26th, the day after Christmas. Hope everyone's feeling well. Let's get to the morning call. You know the drill. Take a look at disclosure. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's morning call. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. Had a really nice holiday. It is Tuesday. We have Santa Claus week. Did Santa Claus eat too much at Thanksgiving? I don't know. At this point, so far so good. Spies are up it's 60 cents. S&P futures are up 6.7, and pretty quiet. Open. Some things up more than others. Some things not participating. We'll see how this week plays out. I've been carrying a few positions for like strong stocks giving another move. I've been put on some January effect names. I have a few hedges, and we'll see how it plays out. At this point, the spies had a doji on Friday or whatever the end of the week was, and at this point, it's up 60 cents. We'll see. Does it early strength hold or does it fade? You still have some rumblings out of Asia about Taiwan, and now there's some headlines out there about Iran and Israel, and with obviously Hamas is still going on. So we'll see how things progress and what the computers latch on to. But for now, if you have some longs and you're up some money, take some, and then we'll see how things progress today. Qs also look like the spies, bit of a doji, upper end of the channel. You had this big day on Wednesday that kind of shook things up, and then Thursday held in there, and Friday were just fine. If you go to the Qs are up 90 cents, 409.25, which is below 410, above 407, kind of no man's land, but still building. IWM, been really nice. A lot of good trades there. Wound up holding 196, and now you have 200 to trade against it at 202.81. What's the IWM doing? It is up 80 cents. Can't complain about that. Pretty close to the 202.81. Again, managed trades. XLE, some guys think it's a new January effect play. I didn't put anything on. If you're thinking it is, maybe go buy 86s for the second week of January if it clears this, or maybe go into the third week of January and buy like an 87.5, 90 call spread. Oil's popping a little bit right now. I'm not sure why. Could be because of the headlines about the U.S., Iran, Hamas, Israel. We'll see. We'll see what it means. At this point, you have USO up $1.27, which is a decent move for that. XLE is up 60 cents or so. So, see how that plays out and see if they sell tech because of that or something. In tech, feels like Apple is kind of out of play. Negative news loop about, I don't even know, about China banning the iPhone and some agencies and this and that. All I know is it's methodically coming to the 21-day. It's not leading. It's a laggard type play. The options that I have on probably won't work. I'm not in the stock. We'll see if it wakes up or not. At this point, they took a lot of the juice out of those options, so it's probably not good. Microsoft looks a little better. I'm actually in some stock from last week. It was up $1.50 before. I trimmed some. It's up $1. So I always trim a little bit into strength. I do have a lot of 380 calls just in case it wants to wake up and clear 376, 377. There's your 384. Google gave us a nice play last week. So how much room does it have for this week? We shall see. It's a little extended. I'd like to see this hold the 140 area to take out 142. I did roll up my options. Our options did really well. We had the 135s and we had the 137s. So I took that off and I rolled it up to the 141s in case it wants to continue. I am long some Tesla overnight. I just trimmed a little bit. It was up $2. Feels as if it could do something maybe. Here's 258.22. This is 259.84. It's got to get above and stay above those points. You just can't buy and wait for that. You have to buy in anticipation, because by the time these things get to resistance, unless it's really powerful and really special, it doesn't break through. I have some options on just in case also it wants to go. We'll see. Piper, no, it's not Piper. Who came out on it? Someone came out on it and said the deliveries were stronger than expected. Who was that? That was, let me see. I saw some kind of note out there. Let's see, where was my Tesla note? Tesla, Piper positive. We are currently expecting the company to deliver 507 vehicles in the quarter, implying a full year of 1.8. which is better than thought. We'll see. It was upgraded on Friday too by Morgan and couldn't hold, so it's going to need a lot of volume to get through that. So we'll see. Netflix, I haven't really been trading, but gave you a move. Not so bad. Can't be upset about that. 500. It's got to hold 482 to 45 now. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do Meta. Meta's just kind of stair-stepping higher. 355 is the recent high. What's Meta doing this morning? Meta is up 70 cents. Kind of no man's land. So anyway, so those are some of the stronger names. And then in stocks land, NVIDIA is really tight. The one good thing you could say is that, you know, during a low volume week, you'll see if volume comes in. And right now, NVIDIA's up $1. Can't get so excited about it. You know, some people are like, is NVIDIA finally going to break above 500, 504? Well, to be honest, it's going to have to get above 494 first. So I wouldn't be waiting to buy it at 500 or 504. You know, maybe you could be a buyer if it gets above Friday's high of 494 and holds it, because then you have 499 and then you have the 505. It's tight. It's tight. I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe it'll take new flows or maybe not. AMD at least gave us another move. If you remember, we bought it in here, sold it into 143. I'm not in it now. Holds 137, maybe takes that 140.70. Some guys are still trading Avago. Congratulations. You know, I guess if I made money from 925 up to 1149, I'd be trading it too. Now it seems like it has a decent bull flag. If you are still long it from a week or two ago, raise your stop to 1100-ish, and if it were to get going again, 1149 is the prior high. ARM met most of all of our targets. Congratulations if you stayed with it. It put up, I said it could be 72 in my note and this and that, and it was a little choppy, but it did get to 73.44. In January effect land, we did start buying some of these options mid-December because sometimes they perk up prior, which helped. But it feels like there's more room. You know, this Chewy, nice trade so far. Looks like if it, they shook the tree a little bit on Friday, but if they can hold 23.57, I still think it could see the 200-day by January 5th or so. Toast also had a move, 3 days of sideways. I think it can continue. Next time it takes above the 200-day, probably continues. Usually the 200 is resistance, and then it becomes a maybe through that. That worked well. NEO, it's been tricky, but feels as if if China would just stop being so horrible. But I think it's not really as correlated to China; it's more correlated with EV. I feel like you could see this 200-day 890. There was a note out also on this that Bank of America says their sedan has revolutionary technology for a little $8 stock. You look at the weekly chart; it's coming a lot. Actually, so I was thinking maybe we could see. Last time it had a nice move over the summer, it went to 15. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but if it did, we'd make a lot of money. So I'm watching. I might even buy the stock today if it holds up. We obviously it's not the same stock when it was at 54 or 38, but hey, maybe there's a trade there. January effect plus, if Tesla could hold up, maybe it helps. Rivian actually looks pretty good too. It's trying to hold the 8-day. If you long it, you could raise your stop to 22.80. At some point, maybe it takes out that 24.62. Blink is just a January effect name. I have a lot of options. 460 was the last move up. Here's 580 again. If the dog is barking like a Tesla, the EV, some of these types of things go. And January effect wise, it's been battered and bruised. Last January it went to 1540. Not saying that's going to happen, but if it goes to 580, we make a lot of money. So we'll see. Gold looks really set up. You would think at some point it goes. We bought options down here, had a really nice move. That was a really good time to play. Again, if you didn't play it like that and you're still in it, just the weekly chart looks really good. The monthly chart, and I'm not a gold bug, I'm just pointing it out. Feels ready to go. I don't know when it's going to go, but I'm in for mid-January to the third week of January, so we'll see. Bitcoin did not go this Christmas. It's supposed to be a crypto Christmas. You've already had a crypto Thanksgiving and a crypto Rosh Hashanah. So now we'll see if you get a crypto New Year's. As long as it holds this 42-ish, you it doesn't even have to really hold 42 because it shakes things up all the time. So as long as, if you're really, I'd give it to 40, but if you're super active, give it to like maybe 41.90. And then if it holds that, chances are there could be another move here. Just remember, it's come a long way this year. So don't be adding up here if you're trading it actively for a living. If you're in it every month and it's a part of your asset allocation process, congratulations, it's done really well. I think it still has a lot of purposes out there, so we'll see. So with that said, it's 8:32. It's December 26th. It's Tuesday. We are now in the official Santa Claus rally period. It's supposed to go through the first 2 days of January. We'll see. Got a hell of a move. There's going to be news flow. There might be some air pockets or some pushes. Who knows? Just keep it tight. Don't do too much. Don't put yourself in a bad mood, going into New Year's. And, you're not going to make your year this last week, but, you could definitely you could lose money if you overtrade. But if you're here and hopefully you think there's some continuity, maybe we could tack on some gains so you can get a nice or a better paycheck to end December and end the fourth quarter. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll be here every day. I'll be in and out. I'll have my stops. I'll have my options on, and we'll see how it all plays out. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys.